All right, man. You heard it on the radio? You seen it on the TV show? A to the K. A to the motherfucker. Love that intro. This is the Critical Mass UL series Ultra Performance Lightweight Subwoofer. It has a Neo motor and a cast aluminum frame. Pretty generic 8-gauge terminals. And this one is torched. So the breakdown, pretty short coil, looks like a typical 40 millimeter wind height that you see in the TC9. It has a radial Neo motor, which I do not recommend, and just a little 8-inch spider. So cute, definitely not worth whatever they're selling for on eBay. Fucking seen them for as much as $15,000, something crazy like that. And the reason why this is a turd is because even if I rebuild it, it looks like it's been damaged, smoked from the leads and stuff like that. Sometimes it damages the Neo. It reaches the curry point, and the Neo loses its magnet charge. Does that make sense? So if you do burn it up like this, there's no way to charge it again. So, and you can see here that it looks like, I don't know if these screws are just for the frame or they go all the way through, hold the Neo in place. I don't know. I really don't want to take it apart. I really just want to recon it for the guy, and hopefully it works. So it's got this weird 4-flange deal. Not sure why it doesn't go all the way out, but I think it's truncated so that you can put more subs together. I think that's the idea was, which I think you can also do on the, because it looks reminiscent of the Orion HCCA that's out right now. So that frame, but it's not. This is the Critical Mass, the one that Shaq, they use his likeness for all that shit. I hopefully that there was some sort of expiration on that, because I remember going to CES in I guess it was 06, and there's this huge banner for Critical Mass, and there's, big Shaq's big head, bigger than life itself. And so not that these are terrible. I mean, it's a good woofer, but it's equivalent. I mean, it would be equivalent to something like a TDX, which I have, the Diamond Audio. Again, the Diamond Audio, I think, probably uses a little less Neo, but the good thing about their design, this is Drew's design, and TDX is just a technology to heat sink away the excess heat that builds up so that Neo stays preserved. So in this version, the Neo slug is underneath this top plate. So this is the top pole, which is made of steel, and then the top plate is so this is the negative. See if I write. No, this is the positive. This is the negative. So, but at least this design you can zap again and use. The only problem with it is that it uses a weird size coil, which I think only Dave at PSI carries, and then it looks like it uses just a 9-inch suspension. I remember when these were being made at first, and I was over there talking to Ted Turner at Speakerworks. I was hanging out at his house, and Diamond had approached him on doing recones, like really professional recones, where you basically have to build a jig for it and then put it on a lathe and then carve that all down so it looks perfect, and then they put a recone kit in it, and the price he came up with was like maybe $100 each or something like that, which I thought was very reasonable, especially all the machine work that was being done on it. But they epoxy the shit out of the terminals, which I'm not a fan of. But anyways, you got to chisel it out and then get it done, chisel it out. And then they would supply the recone kit, which is great and everything, but you have a hard time soldering the leads in there because it's like the TI frame, the TI 12-inch frame. And, ooh, hello, spider. And so they ended up passing. They were like, well, for like, I think it was like probably $120 they can get a new one. So was I think the landed cost on this one. But yeah, Larry F's not with them anymore, and they're running their own shit now. So good for them. But yeah, Neo in the way that it's used on these drivers, I'm not really a fan of. That's all. It's not that it's horrible, bad. What does it say? Speaker and electronics, blah, 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 blah. Looks like somebody tried to fix it. Or sometimes these end up in pawn shops, which if you can get one for free or for cheap, I mean, congrats. But it is certainly not magical, and it is certainly not $15,000 or whatever they post them on eBay, you know. The thing I can say about that is that, was it P.T. Barnum, sucker born every minute, something like that. So the other thing I don't really like is that this pole is negative, it's down, but you really want a taller pole just so you can guide the coil from in and out. So 'cause sometimes the coil comes out a bit and you don't want it to get stuck like that. So you want it to be able to guide to get a good, you know, action. And sometimes you see that like this. This is that Sundown SX that I haven't finished. So I got to put the top plate on this one, but it gives you just a little bit extra so that in case the coil gets flung out of the gap, it can still come back and be usable. Otherwise it ends up like this weird car crash type of situation, and you certainly don't want to have that on a $15,000 subwoofer like that. So, but that's my review of them, I guess. We will recone it, and then I'll get the TSPs to see how it affected it. Typically, it's going to be like, you know, like this W7 right there. It's going to be 1.2 up to about 2.5. 2.5 being on the big side, and then it's probably good for maybe 1,000 watts, maybe 1,200. You know, maybe 1,500 if you're lucky. But the problem is that your coil is so, there's not a lot of beef to it, so there's not a lot of heat buildup that you can do with. You know, it's like, now you could go with a longer coil, sure, and you'll have some overhang, and that's probably what I'll do. So, and then the other thing is you can change to like copper, because this even feels like aluminum. It doesn't even feel like copper. So, but I think it was marketed as an SPL sub because it certainly doesn't do 5,000. That's crazy. But you know, what are you going to do if they lie? Sue them? So anyways, that's my review on the Critical Mass 5,000 watts UL series. Love you. Bye.